All right, I'm going to show you guys how to make a ball hinge on Tinkercad when you go in. You're going to make sure that you are on 3D design and you'll click create 3D design. I like to go ahead and change the name so everybody knows. All right, the first thing you're going to do is come over and grab a solid cube. And then you're going to make it have a length of 15, a width of 15, and a height of 10. This is in millimeters. So it's going to look something like this. And then I'm going to bring in a whole cube. So those lines mean that it's a whole, not a solid. And I'm not going to put it here because then it'll put it on top of that cube, and that's not where I want it. I want it here, which is just on the work plane. It needs to be 15 millimeters this way. It needs to be 5 millimeters this way, and then it can stay that 20 millimeters tall. So I'm now going to just drag this in here. I want it kind of close to the edge here. But not like overlapping with it. I don't want it exactly over. I just kind of like, I'm gonna end up joining these and creating a, making this kind of like a C. So that's what you've done there is you drag the whole cube into the solid cube. Then I'm going to kind of drag a box around both of those. So I've got them both selected, and I'm going to select this tool, which is called the Align tool. I want to select the center circle this way. So that's gonna, if I can get it this way, why can't I get it to select? I want it to go, so I mean, it's already done. Okay, I'm gonna do it this way. So that means it is words. Yeah, okay, so it's centered now. If I were to look at it from the top, if I can get it to look at it from the top, it should be centered this way, and it is against the ground. So if I look at it from the bottom, you can see it. So it should be centered that way. And then I'm going to drag that. So I've got both of them, and I'm going to group it. And now it should look like a C. It does not. Maybe it does look centered to me. It didn't look centered to me, but I guess it is centered. That was the goal, was to have them centered. Now I'm going to bring in a sphere. I'm going to turn it into a hole, and I'm going to make it have 24 sides. Okay, I don't love my view, so I'm going to change it so that it looks like that. And then I need to turn the diameter of the sphere into 9. So you can do that a couple of different ways. You can click this and type in 9, but you also have to make sure you get the height. You can also shift click and then just bring it down to 9. Oh, I don't love that actually. Okay, now I'm gonna shift click and bring it down to 9, and it should look like a sphere from all directions. Now I'm gonna drag the sphere into the cube with the hole, and I'm gonna make sure, if I can, let's do that, that it's not touching this back edge. And then I'm going to try, I'm actually going to align them. And then I'm going to group them. Perfect. Now I'm going to bring in a solid sphere. I'm going to change it to have 24 sides, and then I'm going to make it have a diameter of 7. All right, now I'm going to bring this sphere into the C-shaped box, and I'm going to line it up to the best of my ability with the sphere holes. Then I'm going to use the Align tool, and I'm going to center it and center it. So it should be centered pretty solidly. All right. Now I'm gonna bring in a new cube. And a cylinder. Again, I'm not gonna, oops, did not mean to do that. I don't want to click it up here. I want to click it over here. And I want to change the cylinder to have 64 sides. That just makes it closer to an actual circle. I'm going to align the cylinder to kind of like overlap there as much as possible. I want it to be exactly halfway, but that's kind of hard to do. So I'm just kind of doing it to the best of my ability again. Sometimes it's hard to get, the view right. Okay, then I'm going to group those two together. Ideally, it is smooth here. Looks pretty smooth there. Now I'm going to change the height of this. Let me zoom out to 4 millimeters. It's gonna make it pretty skinny. I'm gonna change the length, so this direction down here to 10 millimeters. So it looks like oblong. And then I'm going to change the width to 20 millimeters. And then I'm going to rotate it so that it's on its side by 90 degrees. And I need to like actually align this with the hole. Oh, I'm also going to click D so it's up on the work plane. I need to line it up so that it's going to like kind of slide in there. So to do that, I need to get this. I've aligned, I'm going to just rotate it 90 degrees like that so that it can line up with that hole. I'm going to drag this new shape into the hole so that it is farther into the hole than the sphere, but it isn't so far into the hole that it touches the C-shaped box. So just when I look at it from the top, I want to be able to see the like ground there. And obviously I'm gonna try to get it so that it's not touching either side, but I'm gonna do that with the align tool. What I really need to work on right now is making sure it's not touching this way, which it's not. So then I'm going to highlight them, grab the align tool, and I'm going to align it centered like. All right, and there you have, and then I'm going to group it. And now I have a ball hinge. Yay!